Deserts and Canyons takes place over 4 rounds, and each player will get 3 turns per round. On your turn, you will choose a die from the pool and move a number of workers. The moved workers can be used in 3 ways. They may be moved right on the display. The chosen die dictates how many steps workers are moved, but paying 2 coins lets you flip the die and use the opposite side instead. If you are the first to place workers on a tile, you may perform the action indicated on the tile. If a player has previously placed workers on the tile, you may still place your workers there, but you cannot take the action. Workers cannot be placed further to the right than the rightmost end tile, even if you were supposed to move further. You may also choose to place a worker on a tile in your own or in another player's desert. This lets you perform the action indicated on the tile, even if other players have previously placed workers there. Lastly, you may place a worker in the Oasis area. The worker can be placed directly on one of the available Oasis tiles, paying the amount of coins indicated by the price token on the main Oasis tile. Oasis tiles do not give you actions, but potential endgame bonuses. Once you have occupied an Oasis tile, no one else can move workers onto that tile. However, you may only go to the Oasis area once during the entire game. And since you start the game with 1 Oasis tile, you can never get more than 2 in the game. Instead of placing a worker directly on an Oasis tile, you may place a worker on the edge of the main Oasis tile. This worker now has a place in line for when the price marker reaches 0 at the end of the 4th round. When this happens, the player with the worker first in line will choose an Oasis tile for free, and so on. When moving workers, there are 3 rules. First, you must always take workers from your rightmost location on the display. Second, you must always leave behind at least 1 worker. The third rule is that 2 players cannot have the same number of workers on the same tile unless that number is 0. Here's an example. The white player has chosen a die showing 1. He cannot move all 4 workers because he must leave behind at least 1 worker. He cannot move 3 workers because then this tile would hold both 3 white workers and 3 pink workers. He cannot move 2 workers because then this tile would hold 2 white workers and 2 purple workers. So his only choice is to move 1 worker, or do something else. When all players have had 3 turns, the round is over. If the second to last tile is unoccupied, any workers on the end tile get pushed to that tile. However, no one gets to perform any actions. Next, if any player has the majority of workers on the starting tile, that player gets to decide who is the first player for the next round. Now, players will claim all remaining tiles on which they have a majority of workers. Any unoccupied tiles in the display get discarded. Lastly, players will now add their claimed tiles to their deserts. Each tile must be placed adjacent to a previously placed tile, and all edges must match in regards to sand, canyons, and paths. There are 3 main resources in the game: wood, stone, and gold. They are mostly used for upgrading your desert tiles, thereby scoring points. On every desert tile, there's an indication of the cost to upgrade, the upgraded action, and the points gained for upgrading the tile. When you want to upgrade a tile, the number of resources you have also determines how far away from your center tile you may perform upgrades. In this example, this tile cannot be upgraded because even though you have the required resources, the tile is 2 steps away from your center tile, and your 1 stone only allows you to upgrade at a distance of 1. This tile, however, can be upgraded because you can upgrade tiles that are 3 steps away with wood and gold. Some tiles can be upgraded by spending a coin, or by spending a worker previously placed anywhere in your desert by an opponent. At the end of the 4th era, players will tally up their points for upgraded tiles and oasis tiles in their desert, and for leftover resources and coins. The player with the most points wins the game.